Hello and welcome back to another episode from the Obsidian Order. My name's Andy Days. Today's episode we will be covering the King's Cross train station circa 1852. Now it is a little bit on the actual, the edgy side of is it still in the Industrial Revolution, but it just about covers it. But yeah, so I hope you can enjoy a little bit of history about the place, why it was built, why it's called King's Cross, and yeah. Hope you have a bit of fun watching this. Catch you soon. So the area of King's Cross was previously a little village called Battle Bridge. I'll explain a little bit why it was called Battle Bridge in a little while. It was an ancient crossing and it crossed over the River Fleet. It was originally known as Broadford and later Broadford Bridge. Anyway, the actual King's Cross is very, very close to Pancras Road. The name Battle Bridge, though, is actually linked to a major battle between the Romans and the Celtic British Iceni tribe. Now, the Iceni tribe was around about the Norfolk area. If you know Britain at all, they pretty much controlled the most of the Norfolk area. And they had a very, very famous queen. Their queen was Boudica, or people also know her as Boadicea. Yeah, that queen. And she's actually reported to be buried under platforms 9 and 10 of King's Cross. Now that's just folklore. There's no actual evidence to say she actually is buried under platforms 9 and 10, but it'd be cool if it was true. The King's Cross station took its name from a monument which was actually close to King's Cross. It was just slightly over the road. The monument to King George IV. And it stood there until 1845, this monument, then it was demolished. But the actual site of King's Cross originally was a hospital. And the hospital was a particularly nice one. It was to cure people of smallpox. Yeah, smallpox. Anyway, plans for the station were made in December 1948, well in the Industrial Revolution time, under the direction of George Turnbull, and he'd done many projects around the area and was widely known as a very, very good architect and civil engineer in general. The design comprised two great arches of train sheds. This was in the original designs, with a brick structure at the south end designated to reflect the arches behind. The main feature was a 112-foot high clock tower. Now I did the clock tower in the middle. I don't think it's 112 foot. I think it's about half that size, but I could be wrong. It is quite tall, the building that I've done. But yeah, there is supposedly as well in the clock tower two treble tenor brass bells, and these each weigh approximately a ton each. By the time of its opening on the 14th of October 1852, it became the biggest train station in the UK. Originally, it had only one arrival and one departure platform, but now it's actually, I think there's like 11 platforms now, so a lot of things have been changed. And the spaces in between were used for carriage sidings. The platforms have been reconfigured several times over the years. There were numbers 1 to 8 added in 1972. In 2010 to 2021, there was a further 3 more platforms also added as well. So a bit of an interesting fact about King's Cross. Right, so unless you've been living under a rock somewhere and you've not read any of the Harry Potter books, King's Cross is actually the train station used for the fictional Hogwarts Express on platform 9 3/4. It was chosen by this because J.K. Rowling's parents met at King's Cross station. But yeah, that's if it's ringing any bells, King's Cross station, yes, platform 9 3/4, and the Harry Potter books is based at King's Cross station. Now, strange as it may seem, King's Cross Station has pretty much been left unaltered since its first built in 1851, even though we've had World War I and World War II. In World War I, the train station was never bombed, and the only closest bomb to it just destroyed a building which was across the road. And in World War II, exactly the same. Many people use the actual railway stations as makeshift shelters during bombing raids and stuff, but the actual building itself never received any damage. But it need to have plenty of refurbishments by 2010, and the main reason for that was the lack of investment. Now, although basically the building may never have been touched by a bomb or had never been basically, you know, destroyed in World War I or World War II, just time itself and a lack of investment left the station to basically have a bit of a reputation of a particularly unpleasant place to visit. That was until 2010 and a £5 billion investment. Now, the reason behind why I chose King's Cross, because I actually had quite several options to choose for train stations, as many were being built at the time, basically towards the very end of the Industrial Revolution, and there was quite a few train stations I could have chose from. And the reason why I went for King's Cross was basically because of the design and the fact it's been left unchanged even to this day. I mean, if you look up modern day pictures of King's Cross, you will see this, the two archways with the clock tower in the middle. Very little has changed. It's been kept, well, in recent years it's been kept well maintained and cleaned, and I wanted something which basically stood out in the background for my little Industrial Revolution area here, and I think this does quite a good job of it. This is just such an imposing structure in the background. It helps to give a little bit of distance between the builds and a little bit of structure to the area. Gives a bit of layering as well. So quite a few different reasons why I chose King's Cross, but I'm happy with my choice at the end of the day. So I do hope you enjoyed a little time lapse and the little history lesson that followed with it as well. And this is pretty much live on the server. Now, I did continue working for a little bit longer on the actual build, and I'll just show you what I've actually done. Now, I've actually started work on an actual train yard accompanying the actual station. Let's go up and have a look-see. So I can see basically, there's no trains in it yet. I haven't built any trains as yet and stuff. And I've done myself with a bit of a retaining wall as well. So we've got the retaining wall in, which is what I really like. And over here, we're going to have a tunnel. So over this section going through there, it'll be a tunnel. And we're going to have some sort of probably yard. So train yards or a small little building. Probably just have a roof on it, and yeah, you have to let me know. Right, so I've done two styles of tracks, and I need you who are still with me and still watching this stuff to state which ones you think look better, which basically look more like train tracks. So I've got these first, so these ones, and then I've got the ones around here which look a little bit different. I've got these ones over here. Now, which ones do you think look better or look more like train tracks? I'm undecided. I really don't know, because we've got this section here, and this obviously goes into the actual train station itself, so it goes through the tunnel down there, and then obviously it comes out in the train station. Now, I've done I've done a bit of work on the Okay, maybe not. We'll take the walking route. So, as well as the actual train station, the retaining walls, I've actually done an actual way to get up to the train station for the pedestrians. So, coming up here, and then straight up here. I haven't really done any special designs with it or anything like that. And then basically round here, and then which will take you straight into the train station. You can get in either way. You can either get in through that archway or over here. And there's a large train station, and obviously inside I want to have actual train platforms. I want trains as well. We've got the two little tunnels which go outwards as well, and I want obviously other things that you would find in the train stations of the time. Maybe some vendors, maybe some people selling stuff, obviously a ticket office, maybe a ticket booth could go here. Maybe this needs to be split up a little bit, so maybe this wall needs to come a little bit further down. I'm not too sure. This place is massive though. Literally, you can especially just have a good old fly around inside here. It's quite cool. There we go. Have a bite to eat. So, for the remainder of the episode, I thought it'd be a good idea if we gave the Trials and Tribulations another go over at Cranky Calamari. I made it through the first 2 steps, which I didn't make it through. I made it through 1 step and then I died. And I want to have it, and I want to give it another go. Okay, so how about I meet you over there? Seems like a good idea. Oh wow. It's a lot of nice. Really happy with this project, by the way. And from down here, it gives a little bit of depth to the actual area, which is quite nice. I like that. It's like behind it. So you can see it's almost like we've got layers going on. And you can even see it all the way down here. You can still see it peeping overhead as well. So yeah. Yeah, really, really happy. Anyway, right, I'll meet you over at the trial chamber. So guys, you're going to have to let me know your thoughts on the build to start off with, and I will be basically working on a little bit more of the details, especially the internal details between episodes, making a little bit more of a lived-in area. It is very, very pristine and clean at the moment. I think it's a little bit too pristine and clean. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it today, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye for now.